Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless read. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. If it doesn't resonate, please try not to make it your own. Okay? If there are little bits and pieces that resonate and the rest of it doesn't, don't hold on to the parts that don't resonate. Only what resonates. Okay? There are several hundred videos and small edits done by Timeless Energy, connected to Timeless Energy. If you don't see anything that you resonate with on this video, by all means, check out one of the other videos that I've done. I do the shorts, and the long videos I do make into shorts. I do appreciate your time here. Okay. Watch out for scammers in the comment section. If somebody's trying to use the comment section to reach out and offer any kind of services at all, my disclaimer right now is that it is not me. Okay? I'm not at that point. I don't do personal reads. I do thank you for the liking and the subscribing, though. I am trying to build my channel. It's very, very small. If you're a first-time visitor, by all means, press that subscribe button if you like my content. The like button, would be very nice too. All of the support at all, the like and the subscribe, all of it helps. Okay, as far as donations, the information in the description box, I've got 2 links. One is through PayPal. It is an email with Harmony. And the other one is the Cash App, okay? If you're interested in supporting me in that way, you will find both of those links or the information for that in the description box. Okay, I pulled the 3 cards. If you've watched me before, 3 cards. Today I'm doing the Hanson Roberts Tarot. This actually was my original very, very first deck of tarot. While I was unpacking, I ran into it. I have not used this in like forever. You can see that the top of the box is missing. Okay. Now, I will be following up with the Citadel. We got to raise the camera a little bit here. Citadel. There we go. Which I love intensely. The Runes Oracle, which again is one of the better ones that I've always liked. And if there's time allowed, I might be using Divine Time Oracle deck. Okay. These are the things that I'll be using. Alright, thank you very much for your patience. Okay, for the 3 cards. By the way, speaking of 3, this is my 3rd attempt to do this read. I don't know what it is. I have members of my family that traveled to Southern California, and then I turned on the news, and I saw the news on the Pineapple Express. Okay, not to put that energy into the shuffling of the cards, but I was very concerned, very concerned. I've heard that quite a bit of that is going to be a mess, and that I literally had a meltdown when I found out, after learning about the weather report, that the members of the family went tripping down to Southern California as if without a care in the world. Okay, so I am blessing this reading with my prayers. For anybody that's being affected by the Pineapple Express in the state of California, that your family members should reach their destination in a safe manner, especially for the truck drivers that we all depend on, who are out there on the road consistently, who have no choice but to travel through this type of weather, because we depend on them and their families depend on them. But I had a father who did that for a living. So with all of our prayers and positive energy in the direction of those travelers on the road in California. Okay. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. The 3 cards for the Timeless energy message today. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. 3 cards for the energy of the timeless energy message today. Okay, the 10 of Cups. And it's in reverse. Okay, we need 2 more cards. Bear with me. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Message for the timeless energy today. Spirit guide me. 5 of Pentacles would be next in the upright. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me. For the message for the timeless energy today. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me. And we have the Queen of Wands in the upright. One of the reads I tried to do, these are really slippery, okay? One of the reads I tried to do, I set these cards on the table and they fell right off onto the side of the floor. And for some reason, they've been flipping out of my grasp. Mindful of that. I am putting them safely in the box where they actually belong before I change my attention to something where I don't want to be diverted when I'm doing the read, do I? Okay, good. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is a root chakra. And you know I like to use the root chakra. I like to use the chakras from when I started. Because you know what? I really didn't know the cards that well. And it was easier for me in some way to give a little clarification when I used the chakras. Now, with the 10 of Cups being in reverse, okay, we're talking dysfunctional family. And we are talking about a lack of security, and we're talking about a lack of stability. Okay. Now, right off the top, with the root chakra, okay, was, well, that isn't the whole message. Normally, the 10 of Cups is linked to family, and there is a reason for, this. It has to do with relationships or commitments in a way. But when you're in reverse, this is a situation where there's a fear of commitment. It could be, in some cases in reverse, where you're not happy with what you're being dealt, or your goals are unrealistic. But to be honest, this, in a person, it is the unconditional love and the everyday commitment. And in reverse, I can only assume that if that is in reverse, that you're dealing immediately with people that might be around you that have not made any commitment, not any real commitment. Okay? Or maybe you're having to deal with a situation where you're around a situation where there is no evidence of unconditional love. This is in reverse. Okay? And this is a hard thing because, you see, the thing about it is, unhappy is one thing. But stability and security and a lack of having that is another thing entirely. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, with watching the big storm, okay? Now, with the root chakra, you're protected and you're loved for, okay? And your needs are covered. But this is in reverse. And so maybe you don't feel very safe. That doesn't mean you are not safe. That just meant maybe somebody doesn't feel very secure in the fact that you are truly safe. So it could be a third party thinking that you're not safe or that you might not be safe. Okay, this is the energy. It is a lack of safety that I am seeing. As a personal, note, I'm restricting this reading to my personal feelings that have to do with the storm. Because there are a lot of things that this card could mean, and we haven't even gone through the other two cards to get the message. To be honest with you, this is pettiness. It could be a quarrel. It could be combat. Are you a military child? Or are you a member of a military family? Have you watched the news? It could be combat. It could be a difference of opinion. In my personal point of view, what I saw was a lack of security, safety, because of what I saw in the news. Alright, so I'm enlightening you that we're going to expand this irregardless of what I saw, because I know that I have family down in Southern California. So we're going to expand this so that you could resonate with this, knowing that maybe you're a part of a dysfunctional family. Maybe there's some fighting. Okay. Now maybe you're not a part of a dysfunctional family. Maybe the fighting that's occurring doesn't happen a lot. Okay. Who knows why there could be some kind of unhappiness in your home environment. This is definitely restricted to the home environment. All I see here is family. All I see here is family. The truth is, you've got the root chakra, and the root chakra normally in the upright is you're feeling protected and cared for. Your basic needs, you feel like you're part of the world. Your basic needs are covered. In the reverse, there's some kind of energy that's making you feel unsafe, insecure, unprotected. And it has to do with the environment of your immediate surroundings that would be your home. Or, if you're not at home right now when you're traveling, the people around you in the environment, whoever's underneath your roof, you can make it out. Are you with your friends? Maybe. You're in a group of friends that are a regular group of friends that get together on a regular basis. That would be considered family in a way if they're long-term friendships. Okay. For some reason, this energy is that you are not feeling very secure. Or there is someone thinking of you from a distance that is not feeling that you are safe and secure. This is the energy that I'm picking up. Now, the Ten of Cups is the root chakra, but it's controlled by Mars and it's controlled by Pisces. Now, Mars is an aggressive energy, and Pisces is a sensitive energy. But the energy in the Pisces is magnifying fears. Okay? So we're talking about if somebody doesn't feel very safe, or somebody that you know from a distance doesn't feel very safe for you, this could be the energy of irrationally magnifying fears that don't exist. Okay? And with the Mars energy, they're doing it in an aggressive way. This is an overprotective mother type of thing. Trust me, I'm very familiar with this energy, okay? Okay, all in your head, okay? Okay, it doesn't matter how old you are when you leave the nest. It really, truly doesn't. Your mother could be sitting 25 miles or 3 states away, and you could be in your 50s, and she would sit there and worry about you. Trust me. Okay. In most cases. But this aggressive energy, this aggressive fear, irrational fear, for the safety and stability, that's what I see. Now, with the Five of Pentacles, okay, that's in the upright. You've got Mercury. We all know that Mercury is communication, right? And with the Five of Pentacles, it is the throat chakra, and it is Mercury and Taurus. Okay. With the Five of Pentacles with Mercury and Taurus. Alright. Sometimes, because it's a pentacle, this has to do with financial. Now, pentacles can be things, other things, that are not necessarily concerning money. Okay? It does represent maybe being down on your luck, and that luck doesn't necessarily have to be focused on money. Okay? It could be the energy of someone that doesn't want to help themselves. That doesn't necessarily have to do with money. Okay? Now, it is actually, to be honest with you, the very beginning of a month when I did this read. So the Five of Pentacles, I will always point out that it has to do with financial and income, or like monetary, when you are paying the bills at the beginning of the month. It is always that, and this is in the upright. But I have here, this is fear, stability. This is an overwhelming, magnifying fear that's aggressive. And with the Mercury being communication, there's communication with the Five of Pentacles card. And with the Taurus energy connected, there's a reluctance to deviate from the course of action. So whatever it is that somebody's worried about, the third party might be worried about, or one of the people involved might be worried about, there's a reluctance to deviate from the course of action. Now, with the Five of Pentacles, we're talking about a loss of some kind, right? A physical loss. It doesn't have to be a long-term loss, and it doesn't have to be money. It does have to do, in some cases, with not having very much luck. Okay? You're not going to deviate from the course of action, and you're possibly taking the chance of running into a situation where you're not going to have a very good experience or very much luck. Not much luck. We are not talking about the person who's sitting from a distance worrying. We're talking about the person who's making the choices. And you know what? There is free will. Everybody has a right to make their own choices. But when the Five of Pentacles appear, it could be bleak. The Five of Pentacles offers a lesson to somebody out there. Somebody. Okay? We have this energy of magnifying fears. And I do believe this aggressive energy of magnifying fears connected to the energy of being reluctant to deviate from the course of action, which is why the fears are magnified. Okay? Now, this is also communication about this situation. So there might be a little bit of communication somewhere, doesn't have to be from you, could be around you, about not being willing to deviate from a course of action, and about these aggressive feelings that are magnified about the choices that have been made. but you're not willing to deviate from the course of action. Now, moving on, the throat chakra. I always thought the throat chakra was automatic, like automatic. Wouldn't you think throat chakra, that would have to do with communication? It does have to do with expressing yourself to a certain extent. Okay. Now, it also has to do with knowing who you are, what you are, and that you're not afraid to show it, and being authentic. Okay? So, knowing who you are, and being authentic about how you feel about a certain situation, knowing that you're confident. Okay? So this is the energy that you're communicating, that you're not deviating from the course of action. This is probably the energy of the person making the decisions. And there's magnifying fear. We're not saying that's from the decision maker, but you know what? The energy is around the situation because you're not willing to deviate from that course of action. But the reason you're not able or willing to deviate from this is because you're very confident in who you are and that you're capable. Now, with the Queen of Rods, we're extending here into just a little bit overly wordy. The Queen of Rods is your third eye, and that's your gut instinct, okay? I love the Queen of the third eye. I love the third eye, I'm sorry. I love the third eye because, you know, it's not only that the intuitive ability. My favorite one is that you have a good, strong intuitive ability and you have trust in your intuitive ability. And again, that's because you trust yourself. And you're not deviating from the course of action because you trust yourself. So that falls right into line. Now, with the Queen of Rods, we're ruled by the third eye, but we've got the Moon and we've got Leo. Now, your Moon can be mood swings. Are we dealing with an individual that's got frequent mood swings? Because an individual, no matter what your mental health or stability is, can actually feel independently secure in, like, their own abilities. Doesn't necessarily mean they're spot on about it. Okay, but the Moon can be mood swings. Okay? It does have to do, basically, the Moon primarily has to do with your inner self. And the Leo that goes with the Moon. To highlight this Queen of Rods, the Leo that goes with this is just a little bit on the flamboyant and arrogant side. Okay? Proud. Very proud. Very arrogant. Very flamboyant. Now, it's not in reverse, so you're very, very proud. You're running the show. You're calling the shots. Okay? You can be defensive with the Queen of Rods. Okay? If you're running the shots and you have like a little bit of arrogance and a little bit of pride in your personality traits, you could be. Okay? But you're passionate and you're creative and you're extremely social. Okay? This is a strong opponent. A very strong opponent. Apparently, one that's very confident in their decision-making abilities and one who's calling the shots. Independent in the center of it. The decision maker. Okay. And that is the energy that we're looking at here. The status quo. You're dealing with the status quo. You're talking about the person in charge. Now, it doesn't have to be the feminine energy of the Queen. Okay, because it could be the energy of male or female. We're just taking the gender out. It says queen. But queen leader, queen head bee. Okay, maybe one step below the king or emperor, but you know what the thing is, that kind of is a position of hierarchy, not necessarily gender. So it doesn't mean like you're like in charge of everything. There's probably somebody above you somewhere. Okay, but you are a voice in the community. Okay, you have the natural ability. Okay, and on the creative side, this normally has the fire energy in it. Okay, you can be the least conservative, which I did not see in anything else. With your third eye, you solve problems very easily. I did not see the least conservative with this. Okay? What I saw with the Queen of Wands is the confidence. Now, the one thing about the Queen of Wands, though, and I saw this the Ten of Cups moving forward, is a very strong, deep connection with family-connected matters. And also the energy of foresight. We're not saying the word psychic here, because, you know, everybody has intuitive ability. You have a very strong intuitive ability with this card. And the thing about it is, going back over it, you are reluctant to divert from the course of action that you're taking. And there is an aggressive energy where there is a rational magnification of fears, but a reluctance to divert from the course of action. But here we have somebody who is a nurturer, somebody who treasures and cherishes and protects, very defensively on a family level. Okay. So with that energy also being the fire sign, a little bit on the arrogant side, a little bit, okay? So I think that what we're dealing with here is that even though other people might have fears about what's going on around you, that this protective energy, which is an individual, is reluctant to deviate from the course of action. And they're confident, probably qualified, to get you through that storm. And didn't I say something about the storm in California? Confident that they can protect and guide right on through. Do not veer from the course of action that you have decided to make, regardless of the irrational fears connected to maybe the others or the energy of what's going on around you. Now, let's take, at this point, I sage them, but you know what? I have a problem with these things falling on the ground sometimes. So we're just going to stick that over there to set it out. I'm losing my candle. I'm sorry. Actually, to be honest with you, I looked all over for that particular candle. I could not find a candle, and it saved my life when I unpacked everything. And you know what? I found them today. I did find them today. And here I am, confidently burning half of my candle during this read. Okay. We didn't need to do that, but that's alright. We're going to clarify the Ten of Cups. Let's see what the Ten of Cups has to say. You're irrational. magnifying fears card here, which is the one that I basically, the aggressive energy of the Ten of Cups in reverse. Spirit guide me, be rational, magnifying fears in reverse, the Ten of Cups, and we have the Gambler. Oh, let me show you that there, see that? And it's in reverse. Now I have to read the definitions. I love the Citadel, but you know what? The definitions are really, really good. The reverse definitions are probably not as long. But you know what? The longest part of using these cards seemed to be finding the page that I need to read. The Gambler. Whether through perseverance or luck, a lot of things have been falling into place for you lately. This turn in fortune has put you in a good position, but don't forget that fate is fickle and this period may end abruptly at any time. Don't place too many bets on it continuing indefinitely, and make sure that you have a contingency plan for when things change. Okay. Well, that is a good message. Especially if you're dealing with the magnifying fears. Now, I'm not saying those fears are yours. I'm saying that there's energy around you where somebody is fearful. It might not be even in the group that you're standing by. It could be from a distance. Whatever the situation is, have a contingency plan. Very, very good. Have a contingency plan. Okay, let's see if we can get the Five of Pentacles. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. With just one card. Ooh. Oh, too many cards. Sorry. I can't use all three of those. Well, Spirit guide me. One card. Spirit guide me. One card to clarify the Five of Pentacles. One card. Spirit guide me. Okay, we go. Here. I got the Founder. This is Foundations and Community. And this clarifies the Five of Pentacles, which is your communication card. I didn't actually go into the fact that it was ruled by Taurus that much, but that's Earth energy. I just basically said reluctant to deviate from course of action. Alright? But that was the Taurus energy. It also, by the way, is not taking risks. But let's find the founder. The founder. Let's find the Founder. I passed it. There we are. Yes, I did pass it. The Founder, and it's in the upright. A tapestry hangs in the great hall, wide enough to cover the entire wall. It tells the tale of the Citadel's founding, the great battles that were fought, the first stones that were laid. In the center is depicted the Citadel itself, a bastion of peace nestled in the landscape. Among the figures working on the walls, one humble person stands. This is the Citadel's founder, the warrior who laid down their blade to pick up the hammer instead. To build a community, the foundations must first be laid. What sort of person must you be to best support those around you? Someone you know may be asking for help, but you may not be able to provide what they need right now. Assess whether you're the right person to assist them, and if not, work out why. What's holding you back from being the best support that you can be? Now is the time to address any unresolved feelings so that when you build that community, you can do it together. Now remember that the Five of Pentacles was the unwavering, reluctant to deviate from the course of action. It's also actually, definition-wise, not taking risks in some cases, but it's got the Taurus energy. Unwilling to deviate from the course of action. Now I'm mentioning the Taurus and the communication of Mercury. So you might have a Taurus around you that is communicating this energy. Not to deviate from a course of action, giving advice. I don't know. I don't see that, actually. The Taurus energy of being reluctant to deviate from the course of action. Okay, that is an energy, but it could be a Taurus person. I prefer to use energies. I do. Now, if you're going to build the community together, all right, are you the right person to help? Is this a situation where there's a situation here where there's no deviation from the course of action, and you're building some kind of situation, a foundation of some type, but are you the person that's actually the most qualified to help build that foundation? Okay. Is it something that you even want to actually put your real effort into? Okay. Not willing to deviate from the course of action. Okay. And there is something here that has to do with the possibility, if you're not the right person, that you might be holding back from being supportive. So there might be more than one person in this situation. There normally is, but the energy is, are you the right person to support it? Are you the right person to support it? Or what is holding you back from being supportive? Now, I know they say foundation. It might not be yours. It says community, building a community. Or a family, building a family. Okay? Well, there might be a situation where you've got the course of action going on in your favor. Okay? You've got the course of action going on in your favor. You're not willing to deviate from that course of action, but there's something that's holding you back from being supportive. That doesn't necessarily mean being supportive from the course of action that you're involved in. Being supportive maybe to something outside of that particular course of action. But whatever it is that it is, and hypothetically, was word salad here. This is Mercury. This is Mercury, and this is the Taurus energy of not being willing to take a risk. Not being willing to take a risk. You're not deviating from whatever's going on. You're sticking right to your guns. You're not willing to take a risk. You're not deviating. Okay. Now, what's the Queen of Rods? I thought the Queen of Rods was actually the individual because of the energy of the mood swings, okay, the status quo, the arrogant energy, okay, you've got the moon, and you've got the Leo. I was thinking that the Queen of Rods could be the individual, an individual, but let's see what the clarifying card is here. The Botanist. The Botanist is parenthood or legacy. And so this very well could be a parental figure, because we did say very defensive, very protective, possibly parental energy. The Botanist has to do with parenthood. So we might very, very well be dealing with a person, and that person does not necessarily have to be a woman. Can very well be a parent, male or female, because we're not doing the gender in these reads. Okay, the botanist. Beneath the thick glass panes of the greenhouse, sounds of the outside world are muted. Humanity hangs in the air in a heavy veil of mist, and all around you are plants, vibrant green leaves, exotic flowers, pungent herbs, growing their steady secret lives. Deep in the heart of this jungle, the botanist inhales the aroma of fresh earth and presses a seed into its depths, ready to see what life it will lead. The botanist is a parent, a nurturer, a giver of life. By providing the right environment, they bring everything, intentions, material gains, even people, into fruition. What you do now creates a legacy for those who come after you. Take what you have learned from the botanist before you and become the next to embrace that role. This card is for you and for those who have nurtured you into who you are today, the botanist. Now, I know there's talking about plants here, but we're talking about the nurturing energy of a parent, the loving, self-defensive energy of someone who will stand up and protect their child with everything that they've got. And I know that they're talking here about, like, the plants, okay? Needless to say, I'm sitting on a piece of land I plan on putting a garden in, okay? Are we really talking about plants? No, we're talking about the environment. And you know what? My environment where I'm sitting, where I want my garden, isn't going to be the same environment that another person needs to nurture and bring to fruition what someone else might need. We all have different needs. And what you're accustomed to, we are all accustomed to different things. So keep in mind when they're talking about the nurturing energy, the being defensive, the putting in the right intentions, the material gains, the people that you need to help you on that road. Putting them all together and putting them in the right place. Okay? And this is what this message here is all about. This is about foundations. This is being unwilling to veer off your course, okay? And there's a little bit of like magnifying. This has nothing to do with the storm on California. This has very little to do with that storm. But to be honest with you, okay, we're not living in a fantasy world here. We're following our instinct, okay? We are reluctant to deviate from a course of action no matter how scary it seems to be. And the nurturing energy of this individual who has good intentions, who is trying to provide the right environment, the right material gains, trying to make sure that the right kind of people are around you, trying to make sure that you have all of the tools that you need. I think that is what we're talking about. And that is basically not something that every parent is capable of doing. Unless you've raised a child in a certain way that these things fall into place. Well, I'll tell you what, I cannot put somebody good for my daughter around my daughter, but I can definitely get rid of somebody that I don't think is good. I don't seriously have that evil eye. I don't know. I don't really try to do it very hard. But I tell you what, if something that a parent who is very defensive and protective, overly protective, okay, they want what's right for their child. But you know, this is a parental energy of being defensive and putting all of these things within the reach of the one that they love the most, so that they have the chance of reaching their goals. I mean, it's hard enough in this world to be successful. I mean, it's one thing getting the grades, it's one thing getting through school, it's one thing getting through life. When you're a child and somebody takes all of those opportunities away just by a matter of circumstance. Okay? But this is the parental energy, being protective and fighting to keep their loved ones intact with all of these things I've just mentioned, so that they have a chance of surviving and making it in the real world. I think that we pretty much got a good idea of what the message was. I seriously do. Let's clarify that while I throw cards around on the floor. I'm going to have to do a little bit of 52 card pickup when I'm done. Because honestly, normally when I first started, I would reach over and try to pick up all the ones I dropped. But you know what, today, it's been such a long, very tiring day. We're going to do a Runes Oracle. Let's see what the Runes Oracle has to say. Because we're at 46 minutes here. Let's pull a Runes Oracle. Spirit, guide me. Let's pull a Runes Oracle. Spirit, guide me. Oops. Let's pull one Runes Oracle. One Runes Oracle. We just need one. Spirit, guide me. One. There we go. These don't slide. They stick to each other. Okay, there's my Runes Oracle. It was like, it doesn't matter if these are upside down or not, because they don't work on that way. It doesn't matter what the definition is, upright or upside down. Woonja. It is the symbol of joy and pleasure. This is the promise of happiness, pleasure, hope, and fulfillment. It develops fraternity and kindness between relatives. I've actually pulled that card before. And you know what? The one thing that actually came to my mind at the first time I saw that card, I was going through a difficult situation where I'm going, wow, if only it could be the truth. Okay? But the kindness, the fraternity is what the focus of this card is. To be honest with you, this is what this says here with these foundation goals. This is what the botanist was saying with these foundation goals. One of those things in that foundation is the people that are around you. That there's no conflict. That everybody's on the same page. That everybody's working towards this same kind of goal. And it doesn't matter what the situation is. You could be fighting the worst devastation that you've ever seen in your life, but you're working together as a team. Or you could be walking that uphill battle to that final test at the end of the year when you're going to school. And it doesn't matter if it's elementary school, junior high school, or college. But you know what? That energy of putting all of this, the promise of happiness, taking the skills that you have available to you, developing some type of fraternity with the ones that are working with you. Okay? This is what that says. Now, I'm not sure if I need a divine timing, but you know, I did say I was going to pull one. So let's see if there is some kind of indication of if this reading has a timing involved. Normally a tarot read is like 4 days. The Divine Oracle here will extend this, so give you an approximate time of when you might come to realize that this is what you're dealing with. This energy of this read is what you're dealing with next month. Now I'm gonna, spoiler alert, I am doing this read in the beginning of February, so this means next month by March. I do appreciate your attendance. I do appreciate your patience. I do appreciate the fact that you pressed that like and subscribe button, didn't you? Okay, if you haven't pressed that like and subscribe button, by all means, let me remind you to do it now, because I'm going to be closing here in a minute. Please, by all means, share my video. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who ever puts it out there. Okay, on Facebook and stuff like that. But if you really if you like the content and you want to help me build up my subscribers, by all means, share my content in your social media if you can. And also, don't forget to check it out. We are always welcome to any kind of contribution, donations, or anything of that sort. Look in the description box. I know there are a lot of readers that say that's not what it's about. But we all know that I just moved, and you know what? If you have $1 or $2 that you can spare, by all means, I could probably use the help. And I'm very grateful for it. Okay. Now, I will be putting up another video soon as I can. And if you like this, I will be breaking down the contents in this video into shorts, which you guys are probably very familiar that I put them out like consistently. We are trying to reach that, what is it, 100,000 views to even be seen by YouTube. What a lofty goal. Trust me, I'm nowhere near that yet. But we are working on it, and I have a couple of favorite readers that just totally amaze me. If I were to put anybody on a pedestal, there are a couple of them there. This is actually started as a hobby because I love what I'm doing. But if you enjoy this content, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will be talking again to all of you soon.